don't understand being trans at this point no more. Because why the fuck do I gotta go voice train? Why? Why do I gotta sound like a fucking 13-year-old ass girl? I don't want to do that. That shit hurt. Like, why do I have to go get surgeries? What's up with that? Why do I gotta do that? Why do I gotta take the time out of my day, spend all this crazy ass money to go get surgery? I don't want it. Can I not walk around with my dick hanging? Can I not? Can I not? I already don't tuck like that. Like, what the tucking? Oh my God, listen. Y'all don't understand. That shit is not what it be. Hey, if you a bad bitch, of course you gotta tuck every single day. I'm a bad bitch, but I'm not tucking every day. I'm gonna let these balls hang. I'm sorry. Hey. That shit hurt, my nigga. Especially if you walking around with that shit for like 10, 12 hours a day. Oof. Ooh. Bitch, I will literally only tuck if I have to wear like some booty shorts, some real booty shorts that's real tight, some leggings, a skirt, or a motherfucking dress. That's it. Maybe even a bikini, but that's it. I don't know. I'm alright with being a bricky ass bitch. No shade. I'm good. I'm alright. I will, I still get,
You know, I try to avoid even watching videos like the video that I just uploaded at the beginning, or the video that I just attached to this, or stitched to it, I guess, or duetted, or whatever they want to call it now. But baby, I blame a lot of people for what's going on with trans people. I blame it, and it makes me angry when I see this. I try not to get angry. I try to avoid it. I try to explain it away in my brain. But what I want to say, and the funny thing is, I really struggled with even including anything to do with the video. I just used the voice. I didn't want to do the picture, because the picture, I don't want to make fun of anyone. I don't want to make fun of anyone's look. But you have these gay men and cross-dressers that have pretty much cost us our rights. And they won't be happy or satisfied until the idea of being trans is totally eliminated. And all of this is because they want niggas. And I don't think y'all realize why this is happening. It's happening not because they really believe this shit. It's pretty much they want to find a way to go back to sleeping with men again. Like I'm sorry. There's so much going on. This person, I hate doing videos like this. I hate it because I feel bad afterwards, but fuck that and fuck them. Y'all keep just twisting the knife in the backs of the trans women. What do you mean that you walk around, you don't like the tuck, that shit hurts, and you want to still be called a woman and want to go into women's spaces? What the fuck do you mean? What the fuck do you mean that you don't want to voice train? Bitch, what the fuck do you mean that you don't want to voice train and y'all just walking around here sounding like niggas? I said to this person from one of my accounts on Instagram, it's a backup troll account, so that I can really get these bitches together. I read them. Bitch, you have no gender dysphoria. Transgenders are the reason why you transition is because of gender dysphoria or whatever your genetic issues are. At this point, it's just ag fugs. And I want to... Oh. Why did you Well, let me rephrase it. There was no transition. You just put on makeup and wore women's clothes. That's a cross-dresser, sweetie. Y'all are allowing these cross-dressers who are feeling... Back in the day, the cross-dressers only came out at night. They only wanted to be seen at night, whether it was at their home. They would invite guys or girls over and get dressed up. Now the cross-dressers want to go out and attach themselves to trans women and go into women's spaces. Because keep in mind, a lot of cross-dressers are straight. A good chunk of them. Okay, so they don't mind going into women's spaces. Okay, and whatever. Back in the day, the cross-dressers, the drag queens, everyone had their place. But no trans woman was calling themselves a cross-dresser or a drag queen. And vice versa. The drag queens, the gay boys, the cross-dressers, they knew the difference between what they were and what the trans girls are. And the crazy part now is that the gay boys are playing like they're oblivious to the fact that why the trans girls are, or the difference between being gay and trans. They act like they're oblivious while actively being fucking transphobic. The gay, you know who is trying to really erase the trans girls? The gay boys. I said it. The gay boys. The gay boys that want to get up and geesh, that want to be able to compete, and it's all for dick. It's all for dick. It has nothing to do with being a transgender woman. It has nothing to do with being born with Klinefelter syndrome or being born intersex or having any gender dysphoria. It has everything to do with being able to be, while they're actively being transphobic, being obnoxious, extra, and flamboyant in the street. And then they want to attach themselves, because this person calls themselves a trans woman. Bitch, to my trans dolls, to my dolls, this is why your fucking rights are being taken away. This is part of the reason why. Because motherfuckers like this have been able to motherfucking go into spaces and feed right-wing conservative motherfuckers this nonsense that they're trans. And they think we all are like this. Okay? They think we all are like this. This is what the idea, this is why the trans girls are motherfucking being attacked. This is why the trans women are having all of their rights. Like, we are being dragged, and we have been dragged through the fucking mud. All because of these gay boys wanting to be us. These gay boys fucking it up for us. They have made a mockery of this bullshit. Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, the mothers of the liberation for gay, lesbian, and trans people, were not going inside women's restrooms. I promise you. They knew what they were. They knew what they were. They knew that they weren't the Christine Jorgensens and the Tracy Africas of the world. The Crystal Abasias of the world. They were amazing, beautiful women that had their own lane. I would mind sharing space with them. But they were not doing the things that these people are doing now that are claiming that they're trans. They were not. I'm angry every time I see this shit. I try not to get angry, but I'm angry. I'm furious. Because they have no problem when the axe comes down and they shut all this shit down and say you can't cross-dress the way it was back in the day. If you wore any article of clothing that was the opposite of your biological sex is, and they were throwing people in jail, we are inching towards that. And here's the thing, these ag fucks have no fucking problem going back to being boys. When the axe comes down and they say that they start getting even more stern about what you can wear and how you can present, these ag fucks have no problem going back to wearing the skinny jeans. Okay, the skinny jeans and going back to being boys. You know who's gonna have a problem? Us. The girls that were born this way. The girls that have been taking hormones our whole life and medicine and everything that we needed to offset what we were born as. These hormones were medicine for the dolls. Okay? They're not going to have any problems. They're going to go right back to being niggas. And they did this all for what? Because they wanted to be the girl. They thought that they saw the trans girls and said, oh, I can do that too. They saw the trans girls having the trade. Oh, I want to do that. Okay, because all these dudes are charging me. They're not looking at me without this makeup. They're not looking at me without this wig and the clothes. These straight men aren't even looking at them. Quote unquote straight men. Because, you know, y'all are another piece of shit too. They don't have no problems destroying this community. And I believe a lot of it is intentional because a lot of these gay boys can't stand the dolls. And now we know why. Because they're jealous. You know how many of these gay boys that are running around here 5 years ago hating the trans girls that are now trans? Let's talk about it. There's a bitch, YG Dior, that was famous, that's all on YouTube with this another cross-dresser that was hating, like the way they spoke about trans, like it was like this disgusting thing. Like a lot of you ag fucks are just disgusting and horrible fucking creatures. And y'all fucking hypocritical. Y'all are over here because you cannot be trans. Talking about, ooh, I'm not trans. I would never want to be trans. Those are men. Like, this is what we have to deal with as trans women. A bunch of faggots. A bunch of ag fugs that are out here. You know what? I can't tell you. I've been saying it for years. These gay boys are trying to make it seem that being trans is the worst thing that you can be. No matter how pretty and passable you are, and only to make themselves look better in terms of society. Because they know that the women are going to go, because the women don't see them as threats. And if they can convince the men that, oh, I would rather just deal with a gay boy than a trans woman. Oh, they would be all set, mission complete. But that's never going to happen because the straight men are really only into women. And these ag fucks know. These gay men know, which is why they transition, which is why they do the things that they do. And mutilate their bodies and do all these different things. They're no more fucking trans than a motherfucking local gay boy that is just walking around. I'm so mad. Let me just stop this video right now because I'm just like, oh, that got me hot. But to my dolls, this is the reason why. It's not just the Trump administration. It's not just the Republicans. These gay boys have helped them. Although they have helped them, baby. They have given them all the ammunition that they need to oppress us. They were willing collaborators with the right, with the conservative right. But you know what? The universe sees all. It's why these ag fucks have the lives that they do. It's why they're lonely. It's why they're paying these men for sex, which is, it's why they have the problems that they have. Honey, every chance I get, whenever I see them being transphobic, I push it right back on them online. I have to remind them, you niggas are out here in fucking public parks, bent over. Lest we forget the disgust. Trans women aren't doing any. Trans women, our sexual lives, the real trans women are very close to biological women. We're not outside in public spaces munching and hunching. Okay? We're not out here spreading. Let me shut up. Let me go. One more thing. I have friends. I have straight friends. Men and women. And over the last 5 to 7 years, they all have told me the things that some of the gay boys have said about the trans women. Some of the things that the lesbians have said about trans women. And these straight people all peak game. They was like, yo, why would they do that? Like, you can tell that they were just really hating on the trans girls. And they was having a conversation with me because they were trying to understand it. They was like, why is it that the gay boys and the lesbians are hating on the trans girls so much? And I can only give them, I gave them the explanation. The gay boys are jealous and they want what the trans girls have because they feel oppressed because they have to assimilate in their neighborhoods and have to pretend to be straight, okay, because they don't want to get beat up. They're cowards, okay, and they want to be able to sleep with a straight man without straight men rejecting them. So they're angry because they're trying to make sure that straight men in the world look at as trans women as gay boys, extreme gay boys with wigs and geesh. So that they can play, so that they can run around here and be the girl, so that they don't get rejected every time these straight men go to their house after meeting them online or meeting them on some chat line or whatever, okay, and seeing that they are totally niggas and misrepresented who they were in their pictures, okay, so they don't like that. Okay, let me tell you something. Back in my day, straight men, most of them, if you were not the girl, if you didn't look like a woman, they were not playing. Do you know how many fucking gay dudes that I knew that would try because they were around me and they saw how I transitioned and how I lived my life and how I was daytime and had a job and had all this other stuff. Do you know how many of them were in competition with me? Oh yeah, they used to say little things like, try to say, well, you're still a man, right? And little things like that just to kind of push me down. I clocked it back then. I was like, oh, he jealous. He jealous. He can't do it. They would say things like, I wonder if I got up in drags, do you think I'm going to look cute, or do you think guys are going to see me? And I'm like, oh, so this is about a guy. I'm not getting up in drags. First of all, I don't even wear makeup most of the time. I have my own hair, bare face, pretty, big titties. I had no surgery on any of that stuff. Big titties. Let me tell you, the hormones did me beautifully. But they would say little things to let me know that they wanted to be me. And when they couldn't be me, they would kind of take shots at me. Okay? Why the lesbians hate the trans women is because they're still fucking women. No matter their sexual preference, they're still females. And that energy, females don't like females for the most part. Females have issues with females for the most part. These lesbians, they're not in competition with the trans women. But there's still that female thing that makes females can't stand each other is what they see in trans women. Okay, and then they have now more of an incentive to misgender trans women because it's like, how dare these bitches become are more feminine and pretty and put together. And here's the thing, here's the truth that a lot of y'all don't want to motherfucking admit. A lot of these lesbians are very, very fluid. Okay? Because I know studs that have babies that get pregnant by these fucking hood niggas. Okay? Bitches that have been fucking studs, hardcore masculine women for decades wind up getting pregnant. So even though they maybe have a strong attraction to each other, females to females, a lot of them too can be led down the road of sleeping with a man. Okay? So there again, for them, some of them, there's competition when they see the trans women. But for the most part, it's just that female thing where they hate each other. They can't stand each other. So now they have another group of women to hate on. Okay? But a lot of the straight people have clocked it. They're like, wait a minute, y'all supposed to be in the same community. And I'm like, look, and I would tell them, I was like, watch and see. These gay boys are going to do everything in their power to help eliminate trans women because they could not stand the way the straight boys don't like that we're visible and have lives, and a lot of us at daytime, these gay boys don't like it either. Because these gay boys, when we started to legitimize medicalized trans women, meaning we took our hormones, we did what we needed to do, all the supplements and everything, drank our water. A lot of us transitioned and were able to transition socially into public spaces. And we started to legitimize being trans just by being ourselves. That was our activism. That was part of our activism. Whereas these gay boys back then were so used to cross-dressing. And when the cross-dressing wasn't working, because it was more and more trans women that were actually transitioning in every way and on every level, these gay boys couldn't compete with that. They only meant to do this, the whole cross-dressing thing, at night to get dudes. Now the dudes were expecting them to look like women. The dudes were expecting them to be trans, be the things that, because see, the thing is, these gay dudes, when they got on these dating apps and chat lines and stuff like that, they weren't saying that they were gay men or cross-dressers. They were saying that they were trans. And when it came time for them to show and prove that they were trans, and when these niggas would meet them and saw that these were just niggas in wigs, they rejected them. A lot of times they got their jaw bust. Okay? They rejected them. And instead of being angry with the straight boys that they were so motherfucking obsessed with, they turned on the trans women. And they set their sights and their anger on trans women. We were the fucking focus of their anger, that they were being rejected by these straight men. And it was just anger because they couldn't measure up to what we were. So what they do, they fucking destroy it. They work with these fucking biological cis heifers, these biological women, to fucking destroy trans women. Oh, and change the narrative. Why do you think gay men and fucking biological women have linked up so much against trans women? They both have agendas. Okay? Now you have all these ag fucks out here saying that they're trans, don't want to transition, want to go into public spaces to make people uncomfortable, and everybody is not motherfucking educated to say, oh no, that's a gay boy. That's not a trans girl. Trans girls ain't doing those things. Trans girls ain't outside looking like that. Let me go, because I'm over this. I hope I gave you context. And now, because a lot of you dolls, you dumb motherfucking bitches too, have made so much space and room within our community, you've allowed them to rewrite our fucking terms, our history, our narrative, by saying that all of this is trans, and it's not. It's not. A lot of y'all aren't thinking and looking at the fucking long term, the big picture, the long term. This is going to harm us and is harming us. These aren't trans women. All y'all wanting y'all gay besties and Judies to go along this fucking process and journey with you. And now these niggas have made it fucking bad for all of us. They have. I don't care who dislikes what I'm saying. Unfollow me. I don't give a fuck. Y'all are the problem. All of y'all. I don't even recognize this fucking community anymore. I don't recognize it. There's more gay men up in drags now more than ever. There's all of them. Like the white ones, the black, like all of them. There's nothing but gay men in their privilege have bogarted and hijacked this motherfucking community. And in turn, costs us our rights. So fuck them.